Today's scenario is scenario number 2 from the 2015 Steamroller packet. Two fronts. There is Killbox. You can dominate the friendly zone for 1 control point, control the enemy zone for 1 control point, dominate the enemy zone for 2 control points, but you'd have to destroy the enemy objective, which is also worth 1 control point. First player to 5 control points wins, or caster assassination. Hey everybody, welcome to another battle report from Lightem'up. I've got a battle here between two forces of Skorne. I got my buddies Makeda 3 going up against my Morghoul 1 list. It's basically the same Morghoul 1 list you guys have seen before, except this time I've got a maximum unit of pain givers, and going up against my buddy who is pretty much the best Skorne player in the St. Louis area, or at least the best that we know of. And other than that, let's see how it goes. Alright, so as you saw in the list there, he actually was about 2 points over. He forgot to ADR swap out the Willbreaker. That's okay. But I'm going to go first, and everything's just going to be running up. I don't think his Willbreaker made too much of a difference. It wouldn't made, it's 2 points, whatever. So I'm going to be going ahead. I'm going to run up everything. My plan here is to try to dominate my own zone and flood and kill his zone, and potentially control his zone also. It's a little unusual. We both have the exact same beast loadout, except he's got a Kreia, so that's cool. That means as long as we can peace trade favorably, then we should be able to, or if I can peace trade favorably, then I should be able to get ahead on the attrition and take down Makeda 3. But we'll see how that goes. First turn, basically everything just ran up. We got ammunition up onto Morghoul, and then here we go, his turn. Makeda is actually going to cast Sun Hammer, but it won't matter because we will completely forget about it, and put Rush on Malakaran. And then everything else, the Gladiator is going to rush Tibbers, and everything's just going to start running up here, basically. So his beasts go into a little diamond pattern or star pattern, whatever you want to call it, protecting his caster. And she's only sitting on 2 transfers, so he really needs to keep her protected. Ornn Midwinter is actually going to come up and say null magic, and then the Bone Grinder is just going to run in position. Back onto my turn. I actually think for a little bit here, you see me measuring, I'm considering trying to get Malakaran and actually do the Pac-Man, where I charge Malakaran into his Malakaran, sidestep, and I'm pretty sure I can get into range of Makeda if I do that, but I'm not 100% certain. You see me second guessing it. I go ahead and I put Rush on Malakaran from the Gladiator, and then Tibbers just kind of walks up a little bit. And I'm really considering it here. I'm still considering it all the way into the point where I actually commit Karn to charge, and after I charge him I realize it's not really worth it, so I'm just going to go ahead and smack his Karn. So you see him throw out a few Fury tokens on Karn. He made me re-roll a couple times, but I still hit. And funny thing, he was making me re-roll, and when he did make me miss on the third re-roll, I boosted and hit. I'm not sure you can do that, but we did. Anyway, I eventually take out Malakaran and put a couple points of damage, I think 7 points of damage onto his Tiberian, and then continue with everything else. So my Annihilators will go up and they'll run, trying to spread out, but that 7-inch command bubble is tiny. Ornn Midwinter will run off to the side. I remember about the, or I forget about electrocuting thing, the electroleap thing that Ornn Midwinter has, and that's going to bite me in the pants here. Pass turn, and we go on to Skorne Makeda 3 turn 2. So Ornn's going to come up and he's going to electrocute, shoot an electric bolt, whatever it's called, at my Annihilator leader, and hit 3 other guys. Managed to kill my Soul Ward and kill 2 Annihilators, and then I toughed one of my Annihilators. Alright, so on to the rest of his turn. Basically, I don't know what that shot was for. I don't know what those damage rolls are for. But, anyway. The Kreia moves up and will shoot Tibbers to paralyze him and also contest the zone. Oh, that was a ancillary attack onto Tiberian, from Tiberian onto Karn. So, Makeda 3 is going to move up and kill Annihilator, and she's going to Blood Boon, Vortex of Destruction, and then start wailing on Karn. So I was pretty much expecting to lose Karn. What's bad is I couldn't reave that Fury. It's not that bad. I didn't think I was going to be able to. You can't reave with Beastmaster, but you can force with it, so he was out of my control area. That's okay. And after that, you know, his Gladiator is going to come over and put Rush on Tiberian. Tiberian's going to walk to block off Makeda 3's line of sight from my Gladiator, or from my Bronzeback, which is good, because my Bronzeback probably could have made it. He is going to tough 2 of my Annihilators. Thankfully they both make it. And you see everybody's just knocked down. All my guys just want to lay on the ground. His Bone Grinders are going to activate, and they're going to walk, and he's going to fail to get enough of them in to raise up their attack value, but he still manages to hit one of my guys and kill him. And then Bronzeback is just going to walk into position. The Pain Givers are going to walk into position and whip off some Fury. And that's going to be that. So, on to my turn. I'm going to have to actually cut myself for a couple Fury because I didn't have enough out there after losing Karn, but that's okay. Saxon Oric's going to go up and shoot Orin Midwinter and do 4 points of damage, which is 1 point too sad. My Annihilator is going to activate, and I still am not good with Annihilators. I promise I'm getting better. I give him a charge order again. Basically, only one guy will actually get a charge, and he will actually end up doing 6 points of damage to Tiberian at dice -9, which is awesome. My Willbreaker is going to walk over and actually give Puppet Master to Bronzeback, so that if I miss or flub a dice roll, then I don't have to worry about. I can go ahead and re-roll it. Morghoul is going to abuse the Bronzeback, and then my Pain Givers are going to activate, and Gladiator will put Rush on Tiberian, and then my Pain Givers will activate and will enrage the Bronzeback and heal Tiberian. So there's Tiberian walking up, and he's going to go and take a few bat swings at the Kreia, and only takes like 2 swings to actually kill the Kreia because he's at dice plus like 4 or dice plus 2. I don't know. Anyway, Bronzeback then gets his charge into Tiberian, and after the 2 initials, the chain attack, grab and smash, headbutt, and the actual headbutt, he doesn't need any Fury to take it out. So that 3 Fury that I put on him was all enraging him, or what is it called? Riling him. But then we remember that you can't leech with Beastmaster, so I take it off. Anyway, Orin Midwinter is going to come up, and he is going to do his electrocution shot again and end up toughing one of my Annihilators, hitting his objective for 1 point of damage. Then his Bone Grinders are going to come up, and the Bone Grinders are going to attempt to shoot Saxon Oric and forget that he is stealthed and miss. And then we're going on to some attacks from the Soul Ward shot my Gladiator or my Bronzeback, and the Bronzeback hyper aggressive into him. Don't really know why I hyper aggressive into him, but I did. Gladiator is going to rush his Bronzeback, and then the Beast Handler is going to walk up to handle Fury and take a couple attacks actually. So there goes there goes them. They miss their attacks. Makeda is going to activate and pop her feet, and then beat on my Bronzeback. You'll see her guys moving into position also. Eventually, it's going to take a lot of her Fury, but with boosted attack rolls thanks to Vortex of Destruction, she's going to end up, wait for it, killing the Browns back. And then she will Blood Boon an Annihilator into one of my Annihilation, into my Annihilator, or whatever her spell is that she can kill people with and then move. But she will arc into one of my guys, end up hitting a couple of them. They will both tough, and that is awesome. I am definitely making all the tough rolls this turn. So after that, Tibbers is going to walk over to, or his Bronzeback's going to walk over to my Tibbers and start wailing on him, and wailing on him, and wailing on him some more. You see an awful lot of dice being rolled, and on his very last attack he manages to kill my Tiberian, which is sad. So we're going on to, I'm pretty sure it's the end of his turn, and he just moves one more guy. And then we're on to his turn. Or my turn. Sorry. Alright, so ammunition is going to be upkept. I'm going to be measuring to see if I think the Gladiator can make it. Here comes that measurement. And sometime today. Looks like I thought about this for a long time. Anytime to pop his feet, which I probably should have done at least one turn earlier. The Gladiator is going to get abused and rushed, from Morghoul. He's going to get enraged, and then he's going to charge into Tiberian, or Bronzeback, whatever. He's going to charge into that big beast. There's too many beasts on the board. Alright, we're going to try to do something about that. On his very last attack, I managed to kill Bronzeback. It's good. So I'm going to be able to dominate my zone for one control point, which is good. And then you see the Willbreaker went up, and he actually put Puppet Master up onto his Gladiator, so that if he got some awesome damage roll when he came into me, I could Puppet Master it away. And then my Annihilators are going to activate and start killing some stuff. And then we're on to his turn. So with my feet up, my Gladiator's protected. I definitely should have propped earlier so that I could protect more than just the Gladiator. So he's actually going to probably just leave me alone. He will manage to kill Saxon Orc with his Bone Grinders, and then he's going to fail to hit my Annihilator that's there on the hill with the Bone Grinders. You see the Gladiator just kind of moved out of the way, and then after that, it looks like Makeda is going to activate and get a charge order. So Makeda's little buddy is going to charge my Willbreaker. She's going to charge my Annihilators. And we're going to get very precise with the movements here. You'll see him moving and measuring, and we're going to get out the laser. He's trying to see if he can see my leader model so that he can Blood Boon a Eliminator. Managed to do a couple points of damage on a free strike thanks to walking out of my line of sight from my other Annihilator. So after some attacks, there goes the Willbreaker, and she's going to start. She kills one Annihilator. She Blood Boons her Eliminator into my other Annihilator, who is engaged, so she will miss, and it will deviate and still hit them. He will tough, and my other guy will tough, and then she'll buy an attack, and he will tough. So that's 3 more toughs. I'm telling you, my guys did not want to die. Unfortunately, then the Beast Handlers come up and they have anatomical precision and force 2 more tough checks, and they both die. So, and then my last Annihilator gets shot by the Soul Ward, and he dies. So one more Annihilator, or sorry, my last Annihilator in the zone. I have one Annihilator left. He is on the hill with the Bone Grinders. So she's going to go. She's going to get 1 control point. It is now 1-1. Or sorry, 2-1, because I scored a control point at the end of my turn. So it's 2-1 now. And Basically, I didn't really know what to do. He put that one guy in front of my gladiator, so I couldn't go and kill his gladiator. And I know I'm running down on the model count. You see the Annihilators there. He kills 3 bone grinders, which is awesome. But I'm really running low on model count. I don't know how I'm going to protect my gladiator. I don't know how I could have got my gladiator to his gladiator. So I go for last ditch. I'm going to run and get into position to be able to charge and attack and try to kill Makeda next turn with Morghoul if I can survive. So we're going to switch it over to his turn. Unfortunately, you'll see I put my 2 Paingiver Beast Handlers slightly too far apart, and that's going to become very apparent here as he runs his Beast Handlers, and he can just barely make it through without me getting free strikes, which is sad. I did not admonition away, which I should have done. He asked me if I wanted to, and it was a mind trick. He managed to, so he asked me if I wanted to admonition. I thought he was tricking me. He kind of was. He wanted me to stay there, so he asked if I wanted to admonition. Dirty, dirty trick. So when he moved his second beast handler there to box me in, I admonitioned away as best I could, but it's only 3 inches. The Soul Ward came up and killed my beast handler that was in the way of Makeda. Makeda then will go and get charge order, or Makeda will have her gladiator go up to my gladiator. And after a bunch of dice rolls, you'll see 1 fury go on, and here goes 2 fury, and then 3 fury, and then 4 fury. My gladiator lives with 1 box, which isn't worth an awful lot, but it's worth a little bit. So Makeda will go, she'll get charge orders. Her buddy is going to charge into my gladiator and do the last point of damage. And then Makeda will charge and kill Morghoul on 1 hit, which is sad. So, Skorne victory, and my buddy and me talked about it. Basically, if I had popped my feet a turn earlier, I probably would have done significantly better. If I had popped it 2 turns earlier, I probably would have won the game outright because I was so far up on attrition, in the heavy trade, which is good. Good knowledge, good to know. Just for fact checks, I made 8 tough rolls that game, which is awesome. Other than that, if you guys like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if you've got anything that you'd like to see. I'm actually going to be trying out a Fist of Halak tier list soon. Hopefully I'll get it on the channel here in a couple weeks, and it's actually going to be a tier 4. So let me know what you guys think about this video, and I will see y'all next week.